found this small derivatives exchange called ICBit 2013, and there's an amazing arbitrage opportunity where you could sell one of their futures contracts, buy Bitcoin spot, and your per annum return was like 200%. So I went on Mt. Gox, I bought my first Bitcoin, I sold some futures contracts, and then I checked my spreadsheet a month later, and I made exactly the amount of Bitcoin that I thought I was going to make. I was like, wow, this is really cool. And so I started just doing that for a few months. And then in the fall, when the whole debacle with MTGOX started, where you couldn't withdraw your dollars, like I tried to withdraw some dollars to my bank account, and it was taking weeks and weeks and weeks. I started going on the forums, and people were talking about all the issues that they were having, and I was like, oh fuck, I think that they might have a real issue. Thankfully, at the time, you could withdraw as much Bitcoin as you wanted from MTGOX. And back in the fall of 2013, the premium for Bitcoin in China was skyrocketing. So it was like 40, 50, 60% premium trading in China. So they're like, okay, let me buy Bitcoin on MTGOX for these dollars that I can't withdraw. And then I'm going to send them to a Chinese exchange, sell them for yuan, get on the bus, go to China, open a bank account, withdraw my yuan, get back on the bus, go back to Hong Kong. And I did that over and over and over again to arbitrage the difference between Bitcoin in China and in Hong Kong until the
Wow.
unit collapsed. I made a bit of money doing that.
Well, there's been a lot of talk on X lately about the idea of price suppression, manipulation by some of these institutions. Obviously, Jane Street recently hit headlines. I mean, you have so much experience with these, derivatives vehicles and with trading firms and the TradFi world. So, do you agree with those concerns and theories?
No, I mean, I think a lot of this is somebody goes on X and they say, oh, I lost money. It must be somebody else's fault. That's usually the mark of a very bad trader. It's like, oh, I made this trade, it didn't work out. I saw some headline that somebody claimed that this firm was doing something fishy. Therefore, that's the reason why I lost money. No, you're just a bad trader, or your time horizon was wrong, or your setup was wrong, or there's so many other things. So I don't think that there's anything nefarious of like some like evil conspiracy of Jane Street and other market makers to like try to manipulate prices lower.
Do you think there will be another boom that's really driven by the average person?
Sure, because maybe it's not Bitcoin, but there'll be some other crypto that goes up a lot. Maybe it's a little bit more tethered to cultural artifacts like NFTs or whatever it is. I think that global central banks have to essentially print a bunch of money to make sure that people don't kill each other in the streets with this AI disruption. The only way until we have to decide how do we share all this productivity wealth with everyone is to own these sorts of assets that will do well because people are printing money. And there will be whatever the asset is that retail love. And yeah,
So do you think they'll have to print more than they did in response to COVID?
probably just because of the exponential nature. Because not only do you have to print to solve today's problems, but you have to pay back the other debt as
Yeah.
well. And so obviously, if you take a look at the amount of U.S. Treasuries outstanding, which is a good chart, it's exponential.
Mhm.
It's an exponential chart, and so we're just getting started. If you think about if AI is as good as they say it is, I don't know, then everybody loses their job, right? And I don't think it's going to be that way, but that is sort of your North Star in terms of like, well, how bad would that be if
What are your favorite AI tools? Are you implementing them a lot in your work?
I just started using Perplexity's computer. I think you have to upgrade to the max, like $200 a month or whatever it is. And it's great because it's almost like an orchestration layer. I know some of my friends have bought the Mac Mini and put on their, Claude bot and whatever, and like
Mhm.
got super in the weeds. I mean, I don't have time for that, and I'm not that interested.
Did you see that note from one of the Anthropic, I think like research guys, who quit and said that kind of humanity's going to hell in a handbasket and he's going to live in London or something? I mean, do you have those concerns about AI and sort of the dark side that some doomers are predicting?
I mean, maybe, but life's too short to keep worried about that kind of stuff. Like, I don't know. It could be bad. It could be good. I've read a lot of sci-fi. There's good. There's bad. Whatever happens, happens. And so I'm not going to worry about it.